Yes, sir.
Terry.
Let me get out of your chair.
Terry. Terry.
I need to come up there as well.
Terry.
Sam. Terry. Sam, Terry. Terry, Sam.
Yeah, you can sit there. I'll sit somewhere else.
A couple of background notes. Because
You can sit
I
there.
usually produce these contest updates from meeting to meeting, that splits the month. And we don't have a meeting in December, so that means I have to go forward to January. The information that QST puts out isn't complete even the month that the magazine comes out, particularly in the special events. The magazine will come out, and it will come out on about the 15th when I get mine, and it will have special events back to the previous month, which is long past as far as announcing because they've come and gone, and sometimes they're pretty good and sometimes they're not. But if you're a special event chaser like Dick, he'll never see those contests. So what I would like to do is, I'm going to show a piece of paper here in a minute. I'm going to rearrange the contest. The guys that are hardcore contesters, the Toms and the Jims.
And the Terrys.
Oh, I'm not a no, I'm in the middle group. The Coy Days, they don't care about this stuff because they know what they want to do. They've got their websites they check on. Tom is particularly interested in the Digi and the RIDI stuff. The techs, they may be interested, but they don't know about a lot of stuff because 10 meters has been wide open and they're just not familiar with some of the contests. There's probably more people like me, and if it's a 24-hour contest, I may work 2 hours. That's enough for me. I'm a casual contester, and you can't get in at the beginning like a CQ Worldwide because these guys are running 2,000 watts from California, and you just can't break into the pileup. So I may spend all 2 hours just on one contact. I don't hear very well, so I'll go in as a single operator assistant so I can look at I use dxsummit.fi, so I know what the guy's call sign is, I know where he's from. If it's a serial number exchange, I can listen so I know what block I'll probably get in. I may work 2 hours just to get one contact. So this will be the last month that you see some of these contacts. I'm going to put out QSO parties. Let me just mine. And I will show this piece of paper in a minute. I'm gonna put out the ARL contest because we are an ARL club. I'm going to put out all the CQ, the state QSO parties. There's a 7th call area QSO party. There's all different kinds of 13 colonies. What I'm looking for is try to get people interested, particularly the techs, into just working the snot out of worked all states. And right now there's last 10 meter contest that was on, what was it, CQ Worldwide?
Yes.
There were 8 or 10 or 12 or 15 countries that you could have easily reached within 1,000 miles of ARC. So I'm going to work on getting those put. And some of the rare contests I'm just going to drop because the guys that know about them are going to look them up. I'm not interested in them. The techs can't reach them because they're going to be 80 meters at night or something like that. So anyway, let's see. These are the contests for November through December. Since we're not having a meeting in December, I'm going to show the January contacts.
Where are the bagpipes?
There's a wedding in the
They're
chapel.
practicing for a wedding.
Yeah, and they're all dressed in kilts and stuff. These are the ones through the meeting in January with 2 extras at the bottom because those are biggies. The CQ World, the Winter Field Day is a big deal, and I won't be showing that 160 stuff anymore because there's very few people that have 160 antennas. If they have them, they know about them and they're going to work them. So, I don't have 160. most of us don't. So anyway, let's see if I can go back. So, okay, there's the ones for November, December. And a lot of the contests, if they're on the first weekend or the last weekend, or they're on the first day or the second day of the month, those can switch months depending on, for example, the contestcalendar.org is the one that I use the mostly in addition to the QST. Bruce, who runs that, there's about 4 or 5 states that weren't on there. If you go look at the calendar, they weren't on there. So I go to the QSO party rules for that state, and they move from maybe January to February, because it's be like the last full weekend in January. But if it happens to fall on a Saturday or Sunday, they'll move the whole contest to February. And so if they're first day, first weekend, or last weekend, they could switch months depending on how those days fall. So I've still got some work to do as far as splitting them out, and I haven't sent the contest to Bill yet because I'm in the process of reorganizing and dropping a lot of the ones that nobody's interested in, and try to get, if you're a technician or a general, man, if you haven't got on contesting, you don't have to sit your butt in the chair for 48 hours. You can just do it any length of time. I was talking with Lucian earlier, and he runs some of his POTA activations for short blocks of time, gets his 15, 20 contacts, good for the day. And you can do main contacts the same way. And I will caution you, if you work a contest, please make 2. Because if you just make one contact, and it may be the perfect one you want, say you've got 5,000 California contacts, but you need Ohio, and you get the Ohio guy, go ahead and get one more, even if it's a dupe in your log for another state. Because if you get in a contest and you're the only one, and somebody turns in that log, it's called a nil or a unique. And some contests, there's a penalty for that. So if you make one contact, make 2, or you could cost your first you'll get credit for it, even if you don't turn in a log to the contest for your worked all states, but you could cost them a contact and maybe a penalty point. So if you make 1, please make 2. Okay, now.
Just leave it.
Oh, okay. All right. Can I break out of this for a minute? Put that.
Go ahead.
Okay.
That's why you squeeze the bag.
I'm sorry?
They're talking about the duration of that note from the backpacks,
Oh.
bagpipes.
All right. The contests I wanted to mention, I won't mention anymore. It causes great aggravation for Bill, I'm sure.
No, it doesn't.
Some of
No.
the state contests, some of the contests in general, they split their hours. In other words, they'll say it's from 6 a.m. Saturday to 10 p.m. Sunday. But what they don't tell you is at 10 o'clock at night on Saturday, they go off the air. And then they don't start up again till 8 o'clock the next morning. So you're sitting there, man, I need this guy. And suddenly you have dead air. So some of the contests, even though they say they're a certain length of time, they're going to have split hours. They're going to be off in the middle of the night. And some of the states are really strange. They'll start at 3 in the morning. We had one that started at 10 o'clock at night and ran until 3 in the morning, and then it was off until 11 o'clock the next morning. So when you run a contest, you got to read the rules because they're all unique and they can change year to year. Particularly if you're doing an FTX mode, those contests are really hard to keep track of every year because some states allow FT4 but not 8. Others do not allow FTX at all, and others don't care. It depends on what you can send with that particular mode. Edge contest, that's how I was talking about. First weekend, last weekend, first day, second day, they can switch months. If you do Digi and FTX, you really got to read the rules because those things change. I'm mainly going to do ARL and USQSO party stuff. And then secondary, the CQ Worldwide, because those are a big deal. 1010, because of the text, can talk around the world if the conditions are correct. And then some of them are just my choice, and some of them are club interest. In other words, at the end of this talk, you can send me an email and say, hey, I really like XYZ type contests. So, like Tom, I'm going to probably drop the McRothen Riddy, because if you know about it every year, you're going to look at the rest of us probably don't care a whole lot. But these are the months that you can see. The ones on the left are the ones that I definitely will put up, and the ones on the right will have either a lot like that worldwide peace cities. There's 15, there's like 50 cities around the world that you don't have to have an exchange like a contest, but if they confirm through Logbook of the World or cards, then you can count those for your worked all countries. So anyway, those are the ones that I'm going to focus on. And then the problem is the POTAs aren't listed. The only one I picked up was Wisconsin. I know that I will put POTAs up because those are quite popular. And as I come across them with the updated QST magazine or ARL special event log page, then I'll add the POTAs to that because I know those are of great interest. Any questions? Yes, Mac?
When you come up with one of those, why don't you just put it on and send it to Tom or whatever and have it put it on a note to all the club members?
I will do that, but I'll also put it on the weekly thing or the monthly thing. The biggest thing aggravating is not aggravating; it's just the way it is. When the magazine comes out, they put stuff that's already passed in it, which is kind of crazy. And some of the future ones, they don't make it until it shows up the month after it's passed, just because of the way their publishing schedule works. So, any questions? I'll get all this done and then turn it back over. Yes, sir.
My question, not being a contester, but a casual POTA activator, is what can I look at to say, oh crap, don't go on that weekend because you can't get on 20 meters that weekend?
Excellent question. Since I will list the CQ Worldwide, and I will list all the ARRL and the IARU, also every 4 years the World Championships.
Okay.
I will list those on this. What I won't list is something like the Japanese Worldwide CW,
Never had an interference with the Japanese Worldwide.
or worked all Europe, something like that. So the ones that just if you looked at the 10-meter band during that last contest. Normally, when you open it up, 10.3 to 10.5.5, or 28.3 to 28.5.5 is about that wide on my computer. The last month when I looked in, it from 28.0000 to 29.600. It was solid. It was solid red. There was no free frequency. So the big contest you'll see, you should know, okay, that's CQ. I'm not going to be trying to get 20 meters. Yes, Dave. Yes, Dave.
Yeah, if you look at contestcalendar.com, it lists all the contests, and you can go to the next 8 days, the next month or year or whatever, and down the side is an index. It's a link to each one of those, that you can look at and find out what frequency, the duration and times, and all the characteristics. So if you're considering a contest, I would definitely look at that before you do it, because it gives you the information on what the exchange is, and also it gives you a link to whomever is sponsoring that contest for the rules. So it's one-stop shopping, and it's called contestcalendar.com.
Who's the
Another
podium?
question? Oh,
That's true. Now, that's Bruce Horn's website, and that's one of the two major sites that I use, and that's the one he was missing like 4 or 5 state QSO parties. So he's getting his information late as well, but that is an excellent resource.
that's okay. I don't care if it corrupts that. That's not important.
I don't want to stop at every Starbucks, I just wanna know if the interstate.
Yeah, now the mouse is back working. That was not aggravating me. And it was a background. It's already running. Thought I remember seeing it was still running. All right. Any questions other than that? Okay. Thank you.